I understand that Chief Bode George has since joined us, a member of the BOT of the PDP. Since you're a retired military officer, I'd like to get your take on what has come out. Good evening, Chief Bode George. Um, Let me get your reaction to what has happened. The military has said we were caught in, but we did not shoot the civilians. But Amnesty International is giving a different account from what we've seen and what we have heard in the past. Your reaction to some of these stories that we've heard so far?
You know, there have been all kinds of stories going back and forth on the issue of who is involved and who is not involved. And as an old hand, what I will pray is that we listen to the report of the panel before we jump into conclusions. The Army headquarters is saying, no, we were not involved. There was no shooting. The Amnesty International is saying, maybe everybody has their own records. And the most sensible thing to do at this time is to allow the panel to finish their work, and then we can now discuss it. Because if we don't do that, the cacophony of voices, our nation on the international plate is also being denigrated. So there is need for us to pay attention. Anybody that has any detailed stories must go to that panel and hand over their reports there. There's no need to start making comments for or against. The army itself will go there and defend themselves, and the Amnesty International will also defend themselves. What I know for sure is that there is what we call in the military aid to civil power, and that comes up when you have a crisis and the police can no longer handle it. They will report to the Inspector General of Police, who will contact the Commander-in-Chief that, look, we will require the support of the Nigerian Army or the armed forces. And then, of course, he will grant it based on the information and intelligence reports that he has. Now, the appropriate division will be asked to assess the situation and send people there. I will tell you my observation, because I had taken part in aid to civil power before. When I was in the Navy, I was a young officer, a lieutenant. We went to that time it was ECN, the power station. There was a huge strike. They were going to blow up the place. They were going to burn the place. And we were asked, I led the team from the naval base in Apapa to that station to meet the protesters. First, we realized that they were not holding any weapons. They were not aggressive. They were friendly forces. So our approach then was different, because you are now going to meet with civilians. I mean, the people who are members of, they are Nigerians, as long as they are not violent, they are not carrying arms, So we had what we call three major issues: moral suasion, persuasion, and consultation. And that was how I led the boys there, and we were able to disarm them peacefully, and they went away. But I am not too sure now what happened that day, who gave the order. Everybody is talking, no, it was the governor, it wasn't the governor. Let us wait. We must get to the end of it. So such a mistake must never, never again repeat itself in Nigeria. Because I was seeing those children, those youth there on that day. They were being streamed live, holding national flag and singing national anthem. Yes, what sir. Else could endear you to any army officer or any military personnel? If you are showing that support, that you are really, a Nigerian, you are proud to sing our national anthem. And I heard them saying, please sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. All of a sudden, the lights went off and there was firing. So whoever is on that panel, let them find out the facts. I don't want to jump into conclusion, but we must learn something positive from this to prevent a reoccurrence of this in the future.